What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Puckin Around, where we're breaking down today's 11-game NHL slate. We are presented by the Diamond Vault Discord. Joining me, as always, Ray, aka Firefighter Betts, and Ray, you're muted, buddy.
Yeah.
And Tyson, aka Spittin' Picklets.
Yeah.
Very nice. And we've got a special guest with us today, Connor, aka Fast Money Labs. How we doing, FML?
What's good? Thanks for having me, boys.
We are excited to have you join us today. And my name is Jordan. You may know me as Shop Props. Let's jump right in, shall we, gentlemen? We've got a big slate today.
Absolutely.
Boys, apologies. Is there a link I could retweet to get this out?
Absolutely. I will put that in the chat for you. Give me 1 second here.
Should just be on our Twitters too.
Awesome.
I can pull it up here.
FML, I know we had you, a good 3 to 4 times last season. It's good to have you back. I remember me and you we did an MLB show last year as well. So I've noticed. I feel like you were on like some type of hiatus for a little while, and then I felt like you recently came back within the past couple of weeks. Was there any reason for that, or were you just doing, background stuff? And
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to take a break, like it's just
for sure.
Things weren't going my way. You have to reevaluate your process. But yeah, I've been back, been firing. We went on an absolute heater a couple weeks ago. And, it cooled off a little bit lately, but I'm ready to start a new heater right now.
Absolutely, for sure, man. It always trips me out. Every time you've been on the show, you have these I remember the last time you were on the show, you had like a pretty dope background. I'm like, dude, is that your house?
Yeah, I like to travel, man,
It's around
the mountains.
Yeah, you travel quickly, hey? You can be in like the desert in a second.
I love it. Okay, FML, I have DM'd you the YouTube link that you can retweet. For anybody watching on YouTube or Twitch, feel free to comment in the provided chat. We bring up as many of your comments, questions, plays as we can throughout the show. So feel free to do that. If you're watching on Twitter, we can't see your comments, but we appreciate you watching. So please like, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff helps us out. We appreciate you being here. With that being said, we have 11 games today. Let's jump right in. First up on the slate, we have the New York Rangers at the Boston Bruins. Boston, a minus 150 moneyline favorite at home with the over-under set at 5.5. Quick projected for New York. Swayman projected for Boston, and 2 milestones of note. Chris Kreider currently sitting at 298 career goals, and Brad Marchand still sitting at 399 career goals, which we've been saying for a while. Spittin', Boston's your second favorite team, so we'll go to you first.
God, don't even joke. It's not even funny. Yeah. What do you think I have in this game?
Quick saves.
I have
Fox
nothing.
Point. Oh.
Nothing.
Nothing? All right.
Don't like the bees. Don't want to bet on them.
Fair enough. You got lots of games to choose from. We'll go to Connor next, and then we'll go to Ray. Anything in this game for you, Connor?
Yeah, I like the other games better. So I find this one tougher to predict. Probably play pretty tight. So I stayed away from this one.
Fair enough. And Ray, yourself?
I'm on board with these other guys. I don't have anything. Just got one quick lean. 5-0. Going to keep it short. Pavel Zacha for a point. I've been riding him the last 3 or 4 games. He's on a line with Pasta, which is pretty simple, and he's on PP1 as well. As you can see, Bruins have been having no trouble scoring, averaging 3.5 goals their last 10 or so games. Igor's not in net, so he's been hot, facing Quick. So I think he can get a point tonight. So just a lean, but nothing official.
All right.
Actually, I got one. I don't know. Is Matt Rempe still suspended?
Let's take a look.
I think he might be back because it came out today that he's like, oh yeah, I learned my lesson or whatever. Yeah, looks like he's back.
In the lines.
Dude, like last game versus the Devils before he got suspended, he was I think, plus 250 to get 2 shots or something. He was totally going to get it, but if he always gets like 15 minutes of penalties.
Mhm.
So if this dude could just stay out of the box for one game, that's going to be an awesome prop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you are able to bet penalty minutes, if you're on Prize Picks, keep Rempe
Do they
in
even
mind.
have it? I don't know.
I believe they have penalty minutes.
That's crazy.
Or his time on ice. Just take the under on that.
Yeah.
Similar enough for him.
I mean, I think they even threw him on the power play at one point. He's just so big, he can just stand in front of the net.
Yeah.
It's a good net front presence for sure.
Yeah, not listed there now, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he does make it on. One comment here, and then we'll move on. What's going on, Jason? Good to see you here.
You're
Jay.
All right, next up, we've got the Philadelphia Flyers at the Carolina Hurricanes. Sean Couturier will once again be sitting out. Hurricanes a minus 240 money line favorite, over under set at 6.5. Sam Urson projected for Philly, Freddie Anderson projected for Carolina, and no milestones of note. We'll start with Connor if he has anything.
Yeah, I don't got anything for this game either. Sorry.
No worries.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. We're going to spend our time on games that we love. So if you have nothing, that is totally fine. We'll go to Ray and we'll finish with spitting. Ooh, stuff.
I got 2 plays in this one, and I like Seth Jarvis for a point. I get that at minus 130. Played it last game, did hit. He's on top line and PP1 now, so he's getting the most exposure he's gotten all season. Sammy Urson, just downhill lately, allowing a bunch of goals. Carolina, one of the best scoring teams right now. So I think they take full advantage of that. So I took that at minus 130. And then I took Kuznetsov for a point as well. I just think Carolina dominates this game scoring-wise. They've been playing fantastic at home. He's also had a point in 4 straight games. I believe he's on PP1, and then he's on line 2 with Svechnikov and Natchez. And Natchez has been shooting a crap ton, and Svechnikov. So, yeah, pretty rare. I'm taking 2-point props off the same players on the same team, but I like my chances here for sure.
So there you go. Yeah, both on PP1, like you said. Svech on line 2, Jarvis on line 1, so they're split up there.
Kuznetsov, he's on PP.
Sorry, Kuznetsov. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else still applies, and Kuznetsov's been playing very well since he's gotten to Carolina. So nice look, Ray.
And that I got at plus. Give me 1 second. I got that plus 110. Plus 110 for a point for Kuznetsov and minus 125 for Jarvis.
All right, very nice. And Spittin', anything for you in this one?
There was a lot of point guys that I liked on the Canes, so I think I'm just going to take their team total over 3.5. It's at minus 130 right now. Definitely playable. They've scored over 3.5 in 7 of the last 10 games. And that top line of Jarvis, Gensel, and Aho's pretty nasty.
Yep.
So it's just easier to just take the team total if I can't decide on who to take for a point.
That makes sense. We're going to keep it moving real quick before we do that. If you haven't seen this graphic on screen before, real quick, these are just some stats that we think are worth mentioning. Goals for, goals against, shots for, shots against, shots against to positions, and then power play and penalty kill information down at the bottom. Green is good for betting. Red, not so good. That's what you need to know.
It's pretty much shotprops.com, just all in one little screen.
Condensed chart.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, next up, we've got the New York Islanders at the Detroit Red Wings. Islanders are a minus 120 money line favorite on the road. Sorokin projected for NYI. Reimer projected for Detroit. Milestone of note, Bo Horvat currently sitting at 498 career points. Does he get 2 tonight? We shall see. We'll start with Ray on this one.
You forgot to say Canucks legend, Bo Horvat?
Canucks legend, Bo Horvat.
There we go.
Pardon me. Ray.
Yeah, I got nothing official on this one. I kind of lean possibly to the over, possibly, but I think the Islanders take this one. They just lost 5 games straight. They're still trying to work themselves into the playoffs, and I'm not willing to back Reimer. So just New York Islanders money line. That's about it.
Yeah, I like that one. They scraped by Columbus the other day, so
Yeah, they did.
I do think New York's, despite their recent record, better than Columbus. So I like that look. Let's go to Connor, and then we'll finish with Spittin'.
Yeah, my gut tells me there's gonna be a lot of scoring here, but I didn't actually wager anything. I did, for fun, throw Patrick Kane to get a point and a fun parlay, but nothing, serious.
Makes sense. And Tyson.
Well, this is just a massive game.
Because Islanders are just 3 points behind
The Red Wings for the last spot in the wild card. So, and I don't know, it screams over to me too, but with it being such an important game for the standings and the playoff picture, it kind of steered me away from taking the over. So again, I'm not on anything. Lucas Raymond's been firing, and they might get Larkin back. So I don't know. We'll see.
Good point. Since you mentioned it, why don't we very quickly?
There was a report today that came out that Larkin's a game time decision, but Jacob Wallman's still out.
Okay. There we go. Why don't we very quickly look at the standings since you just mentioned it? And we are getting that time of the year where it can make a difference. So it's worth knowing for sure. So here's our wild cards here. Like you just said, Islanders 3 points out with a game in hand on Detroit. Washington still in the mix. So yeah, very, very big game. 5-game skid for the Islanders. Would not want to lose 5 games for Patrick Waugh as your head coach.
Look at the Capitals. How are they 1 point out with a game in hand at Detroit with a goal differential of -31?
Dude, I was just staring at that.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Did everybody get a chance to go on this one?
I think so.
Perfect. Let's keep it moving. If you want to see the standings, just let me know. We'll head back to there. Next up, we have the Winnipeg Jets at the New Jersey Devils. Winnipeg a -125 moneyline favorite on the road. Laurent Brossoit projected for Winnipeg. Jake Allen projected for New Jersey. And Josh Morrissey currently sitting at 299 career points. We will start with Connor on this one.
Hell yeah. The Devils are my boys. And I kid you not, I watch every second of every game, except for the last few, because they've been making me sick. But
I don't blame you.
I do follow along. And listen, I already tweeted this one out, but I want to emphasize here. Timo Meier, this guy's absolutely firing right now. Just totally dialed it up. He's getting more playing time on that first line. I believe he's been with Nico Hischier, who's great on the faceoff. So they're getting good possession time, and he's just firing, right? Jets are a tougher matchup, but on the road, I think they've been allowing 30 or more shots, 8 of their last 10, something like that. So I'm all in on Timo. I put a unit on over 3.5 shots and absolutely love it. I know the Devils are, if you looked at those standings, they're trailing. I think they're 5 or 6 out of the wild card. Everyone's saying, they're done, but I know in that locker room, they don't think they're done. So they're pushing hard. This is a huge game for them.
Yep. There you go. So like you said, yes, 6 points out. So in the hunt, definitely tough, but they're in the hunt. So Timo Meier over 3.5 shots on goal. And then that opened, you played that at plus 105?
Yeah, I got plus 105.
And let's see where it's at, if it's moved at all, and if you'd still play it. He's minus 105 now. You're still comfortable there, I assume?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Considered laddering to 5, but I think last game he landed 8 of his 11 attempts. So sometimes I expect maybe he's going to have more missed shots or block shots the next game. So I was content with 4.
Fair enough. Play it safe with 4. Sounds crazy to say, but no, I like that call. We'll go Spittin' and then Fire.
Can't believe Fast Money didn't mention this. It's a little revenge game for little Tyler Toffoli.
T-squared.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not pretend that the Devils' goaltending's been good this year. Jake Allen's been pretty decent since he's came over, but he used to play with Jake Allen as well in Montreal, so he might have his number. He might have his book. He might know what weaknesses he has, and so he might be able to find the net. I'm taking his point, minus 135. He's on a 3-game point streak since joining the Jets. He's totaling 6 points in that span, and I believe the Devils are allowing 3.8 goals again. Oh, I can see it on the screen. Never mind. 3.3. Cool.
You're up there for a reason, yeah.
It's the first time I have it big screened, so I've never used this before.
There you go.
Okay, so Jake Allen has been pretty good.
Yeah, he's been solid.
Not scared.
That is totally fine. Tyler Toffoli for a point for Spittin'. Ray, anything for you in this game that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, well, I'm on Timo as well. Love that. I'm kind of tied between Toffoli point and Sean Monahan for a point. They're both on the same line as well. I think Toffoli absolutely rips tonight. So I might kind of lean Sean Monahan for a point. As of now, I have not locked it in. So if you're in Diamond Vault, maybe after the show, I'm going to dig in some more and possibly play it. But I like, dude, this Winnipeg Jets price is absurd to me. Minus 125, I did lock that in. They're just a better team. As you can see, Devils 3-7 their last 10. Winnipeg 7-3. I just think they're the team in better form as well. So this might kind of be a trappish line, but Winnipeg, they've been a really good team all year. So I don't know how we're getting this price, but I'm playing it. I'm going.
Be nice to our guest now. Come on.
You're
fading his team,
Connor.
I got to, man.
Goaltending has been our biggest. If we had a real goalie, we would be in that playoff spot. So,
100%.
I mean, I expect a tighter game than probably the market. Well, the market seems to expect a tight game. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing about revenge games, the reason I didn't mention is, in this cases like this, they actually almost did him a favor, right? They traded him into a team that's going to make the playoffs. So, if anything, if I were him, I'd take it easy on the Devils tonight.
Wow. But yeah, Monahan and Toffoli both will be familiar with Jake Allen. So there you go. To Spittin's point. And the only thing I'll add for Timo, I don't think we said this, is Winnipeg giving up tons of shots to wingers, second overall over the last 10 games. So great matchup for Timo on the wing. And
just an aside too, like if you look at Timo's numbers versus the Western Conference, at least for his career, he just crushes versus Western Conference team.
Yeah, he's very comfortable with
the Devils. He really struggled for a while. But yes, I just love Timo tonight.
I like that. And for Ray's Winnipeg point or play rather, I'll just say I know Laurent Brossoit projected for Winnipeg. It's not much of a drop off between him and Hellebuck in net. No disrespect to Hellebuck, but the way that they play is very system based. So not a huge drop off. And Brossoit's been good in his own right as well. Let's keep it moving. Next up, we've got the St. Louis Blues at the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa a minus 130 money line favorite, with the over-under set at 6.5. Joel Hofer projected for St. Louis. Anton Forsberg projected for Ottawa. No milestones of note. We will open up with Spittin' on this one.
I so badly wanted to take Joel Hofer saves over 28.5, but the last 2 times I've taken a goalie saves against the Senators, let me tell you what happened. We got UC Saros, and then they didn't record a shot in the whole entire third period.
And they were like 1 away, right? Or 2?
It was 2 away.
Yeah.
And they didn't record a shot. Absolutely ridiculous. And then the next time they had they played the Ducks, and I think they had 11 shots through 2 periods, and then they had 18 in the last period. So then that fell short by 2 as well. So I just can't do it. Emotionally, I can't do it. I wanted to take Brady, but I just don't like that 4.5 number. He has been crushing it. I think he's gone over every game of his last 4. And I think his lowest was 6. He's getting 6, 7, 7, 8. But his dad used to play for this team, well-known Bruin. I think he's in the Hall of Fame and stuff, but he doesn't really perform that well against them. I think he's only ever had the most was 3 shots. So, I just laid off.
Fair enough. We will go to Ray and then Connor in this one.
Yeah, for me, I like St. Louis Blues money line, which I did play plus money, plus 110. Kind of been more into money lines lately and been doing pretty well. But I just think they are the better team in better form. I mean, Ottawa, they've been they've been a miss for many games now. With the type of team they have, they should not be losing this game, but it all falls on their goaltender. As you can see, Forsberg, he's allowing 4.23 goals allowed his last 3 games played. That being said, Jake Neighbors for a point. Good buddy of ours, Walla, who's also in Diamond Vault, brought this to our attention earlier. I think he's plus 110. He's on top line with Robert Thomas, so getting exposure next to Robert Thomas can always be beneficial because he's a pass first kind of guy. So I like him for a point. And then my third play in this game is Brady Tkachuk over 4.5 shots. St. Louis, as you can see, they allow the first most shots to wingers. His volume has been nuts lately. I got that at minus 105. I believe he's cleared. Sorry about that.
You never listen to me, do you?
I did listen to you.
I already talked about Brady.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay,
I was researching while speaking. Yeah, he's cleared in 4 straight. His attempts are through the roof. So those are my 3 plays for this one.
Love it. And Connor, anything for you in this one we haven't chatted about yet?
Yeah, I still might take Brady Tkachuk. His volume's just insane right now. But the reason I'm debating it is I don't have the number right in front of me, guys, but I'm pretty sure Brady gets a good amount of his shots on the power play. Like the other night, I think he got 3 on 1 power play shift alone. And the Blues give opponents the least amount of power plays in the whole league. So that could be a headwind against Brady tonight. But again, it could be offset by his sheer volume. Even in 5-on-5 lately, it's been increasing. So not an official play for me, but won't be surprised if he smashes that.
Fair enough. So yeah, make sure you're following at Fast Money Labs to see if Connor locks that one in a little bit closer to puck drop.
It's actually St. Louis. They've been like bottom 5 in power play opportunities like all season long. Like
Very
They've been
disciplined.
disciplined.
Yeah, they've been in that ranking all season, which is nuts.
Too bad they suck at 5-on-5. That doesn't help.
Oh man. Next up, we have the Nashville Predators taking on the Florida Panthers. Florida is a minus 175 money line favorite at home with the over-under set at 6.5. Kevin Lankinen projected for Nashville. Sergei Bobrovsky projected for Florida. Ray, this is your team, so we'll start with you.
Yeah, I unfortunately I don't have anything in this game yet. Preds have been playing pretty well. I typically like to fade Lankinen, but probably just gonna dive deeper into this game a little bit later. But got to take my home team though. Not at minus 175, but they should win today. They've been off for a couple of games. I think Barkov is out tonight too, so we'll see how that plays out.
There you go. We'll go to their lines right now. Connor, we'll go to you next. Anything Nashville at Florida?
Man, just looking at the board when I saw this, I was like, I want to bet something here. And then I didn't actually get to dive too deeply. I think it's the kind of game where I like kind of want to take everything. So I might just do a fun same game parlay. The Panthers, I mean, both of these teams take penalties, the Panthers more so. So there should be a lot of power play time and a lot of production. Obviously, shots tend to flow in Florida as well. So I don't have a specific target in this one. I will say, one of the changes I made when I took time off is I started to learn programming and Python coding, and I've created these screeners that kind of.
You're gonna get Jordan excited. Just I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like comes through recent games, right, and tries to identify players who are having an abnormal trend, using some statistical approaches. And something that popped up on my screener is Matthew Tkachuk has been like way more accurate with his shooting lately than normal. So I've noted oftentimes that list is short of guys that show up as too accurate, but he's top on the list. So it's possible, I've noticed these guys tend to go under, maybe not the next game, but in the next 1 to 3 games, they usually fall off. So just
got it
there.
So it's hinting at some regression for Matty Tkachuk.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, good note. And Spittin', anything for you?
No, I don't have anything for this one. It's going to be a good game though. Like the Preds have been absolutely rolling lately. They haven't lost in regulation in 15 games. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like they got a good cushion on Vegas now in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah, we can take a quick look at that.
It's, maybe
They're
not
so
a
good.
great cushion, but
So
like
good as of
3-4
late.
points.
They're breaking my formula. It doesn't even work. It doesn't even show me their last time. We'll have to fix that. But the West here.
I don't know if it's a
Here we
big
go.
cushion.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
decent.
5 points, and there's a couple teams not far behind
Mm-hmm.
Vegas either. So what happens when you put half the team on IR? Okay, let's keep it moving. Next up, we've got the Buffalo Sabres at the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton's a minus 225 money line favorite at home with the over-under set at 6.5. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen projected for Buffalo and Stuart Skinner projected for Edmonton. We will start with Connor on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on this like every single time the Oilers play, but I'm just the messenger, right? Connor McDavid is the absolute man. He's the modern Wayne Gretzky, and I do not understand how he's minus 125 to get 2 points. So that's what I took this morning. I laid the juice to win a unit, and I don't know what the current odds are, but this dude is absolutely locked in. He's got a chance to make a 100+ assist season, which is super rare, right? Only guys like Wayne Gretzky have done that, and a couple other names. So I've been playing usually heavier on the points and then a sprinkle on the 2+ assists. I didn't actually hit the assists yet, but it's a prop that I think is worth monitoring every game going forward as he moves towards 100 points. You usually get it at plus 170 or so.
Right. I'm seeing minus 140 for 2 points for McDavid.
Dang.
So it rose quick. Connor's not alone in betting this one. Everyone see his goal against, was it Montreal?
yeah,
Yeah, that was gross.
the one you sent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so good. Okay, so McDavid over 1.5 points for FML. You said you played that at minus 125, so shop around, see what you can find. It was minus 140 on DraftKings, but you might be able to get a better line. Spittin', we'll go to you. Buffalo at Edmonton.
I haven't really brought a lot to this show today. I don't have a lot of plays. It's going to continue for this one, but I promise I have more for the later games.
Okay, no worries.
One thing I was just thinking of after FML just said that, but like maybe going. Oh, never mind. That doesn't pay that great. Never mind. Scratch that. Move on.
All right. Ray.
Yeah, just one lean in this one. Tage Thompson for a point. Edmonton, they've been playing really good defensively. So could be kind of skeptical about that. I mean, Skinner's been great. As you can see, they're only allowing 1.9 goals the last 10 games. If Buffalo does score, I think Tage will be involved. I think I saw it at minus 125, but that's about it for me.
UPL has been solid.
It's been the best goalie since like January or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I remember we made fun of him last year for how bad he was.
He was just killing us.
He was bad last year.
We did give him credit for the name, though. Great name.
Yeah, try and spell it.
I wanted to take. I was looking at Buffalo's wingers to take against Edmonton because I kind of been playing that lately. Like I played Caulfield last game, that cash, but dude, Buffalo's wingers haven't been doing nothing. Skinner, Tuck, Paterka, nobody.
Yeah.
Take Zach Benson for 2.
Zach Benson, yeah.
So if you have access to Bet365, they've got a super boost. Edmonton money line and McDavid for 2 points plus 175. So if you missed out on the initial line and you think Edmonton wins, it's a good way to get a little bit of value on McDavid for 2 points.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, if you
might have to just break my 2 points rule.
Yeah, nobody ever plays 2 points on here, Connor.
Are you kidding?
It's not common at all. I think I'm the only one who mentions it, and it's only for McKinnon and McDavid. So,
It would just suck to like watch someone score and then you're like, okay, halfway there. It's like, come on.
yeah,
I mean,
No.
brother, I'm an East Coaster. I don't want to be up late. The only guy I trust for 2 points after 10 p.m. is McDavid.
there you go.
By the time I'm brushing my teeth at 11, it's usually cashed.
Boom.
Fair enough.
Okay, let's keep moving. 4 games left to go through. Next up, we have Jays Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim a minus 125 money line favorite at home. Soderblom in net for Chicago. Lucas Dostal in net for Anaheim. And Taylor Hall's not playing, so you can ignore that milestone. We will start with Spittin.
Jeez, Taylor Hall's going to have some milestones to catch up on when he comes back, hey?
He's going to be sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
We've seen that for like 3 months now.
Yeah.
I'll have to write in. We'll add some sort of injury feature so we can filter out injured guys.
If they haven't played in the last month, they don't get it.
They don't get a milestone.
Yeah, I'm going Frankie Vats. Frank Vetron over 3.5. I got that at plus 140, which seemed crazy with his volume lately. He's cleared 5 of the last 6 games, and he hasn't landed on 4. He's been 5 or above, and he averages 3.9 shots on 6.3 attempts, but that includes 1 game where he had zero shots. So that's heavily inflated. He normally has 5 or 6. And like he's been their main shooter all year, but it's really like come out now more recently after all the trades, after the trade deadline. And yeah, as you can see on here, Chicago allows the 6th most shots to wingers. So yeah, loving Frankie Vats.
There we go. Let's go to Ray next.
I'm on that as well. Other than that, nothing really. I know Chicago was they were favorite earlier today, and then they announced Soderblom, and it kind of flipped because these teams just played the other day, and Chicago won 7-2 or something like that. So kind of see a little reverse thing here, but that's it.
All right. And Connor, anything for you? Chicago at Anaheim.
Hell yeah. Absolutely love this one. I haven't tweeted this out yet.
Exclusive.
Yeah, dropping it here. I locked it in right before the show. So it should be available. Going back to the power play data, I like to look at the power play data. The Ducks are allowing the most power play opportunities per game at over 4. The next closest is 3.4. So they're in a league of their own there. Their penalty kill is also ranks in the bottom 3, right?
Yep.
And so that by itself leads me to look towards the Blackhawks, who produces on the power play. And that man is Connor Bedard. And Jason actually dropped us in the comments. He likes Bedard tonight for shots and assists. I'm leaning towards the assists here. And I did this analysis I posted the other day against teams in the bottom 8 of the standings, which I'm pretty sure the Ducks are. Betting Bedard to get an assist is now 11-2 on the season. So he thrives versus these bottom feeders. And nearly 50% of his assists are coming on the power play. So there's a lot supporting Bedard to get an assist here. So if you're feeling risky, a good angle I also like is power play point at plus 175. I took him to get an assist at plus 105, I believe, at DraftKings.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, for 1 unit.
Oh, Jay loves it.
Yep, plus 105 I got just right before the show.
Very nice.
He had 4 assists against them last game, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had a
see a
5-point game versus them just last month.
Yeah, pretty good game.
Not bad.
I like that power play point angle.
Spittin was a big power play guy too.
That was this month, by the way. It was just like a week ago.
Yeah. Really recent.
There you go. So we got a couple plays for this one. Always good to attack some of these bad defenses. And I think, like Connor mentioned, Anaheim, absolute best target for power play opportunities. They have the worst PK over the last 10 games, and then bottom 5 in terms of goals allowed and shots allowed. So definitely makes sense to try and see what we can get. And Chicago on the other side got a lot of green there as well. So looking like some good stuff.
I did a betting piece the other week, and I think I bet on it was Chicago, Columbus, and then there was like a really good game on like Florida, Tampa, or whatever, and I just left that game alone. But I bet on the other one, and I got ripped in the comments. Why are you betting on the bottom feeders? Why not bet on the good, like the good teams? Blah blah blah. But it's like the good teams are good for a reason. They're very defensive. It's not good for the over betters like myself. So you got to attack like the shittier defenses like this.
Yeah, that's why for me, I think it gets harder in the playoffs. Half the bad teams are gone. So yeah, there you go. I mean, I get where if you're a bit more, if you're not a bettor, I definitely get that angle. But no, you want to target the bad teams for sure. And one thing I'll say, just more hockey related than betting related, but interesting nonetheless. So Connor Bedard's like big rookie card just came out in his upper deck card. A PSA 10, so like basically a perfect grade, is going for $2,750. A PSA 10 McDavid card, basically of the same equivalent, is going for $2,500. There's 0% chance Bedard should be more expensive than McDavid. So wild. So time to invest in McDavid if you like the value there, and wait on Bedard.
I'm okay.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not a cheap investment by any means. Let's keep it moving. We've got the Montreal Canadiens at the Vancouver Canucks. Canucks are a minus 260 money line favorite at home. Sam Montembeault projected for Montreal. Casey DeSmith projected for Vancouver. No milestones of note. Spittin', Vancouver's your team. Watch every minute of this team.
Oh, yeah.
What are we thinking in this one?
I've already locked in Mr. Cole Caulfield, as Ray mentioned earlier. Have you seen his road charts?
No. Tell us about it.
He's hit, so all in all, he's hit 8 of his last 9, but on the road, he's hitting 10 straight. And he's actually shooting better on the road now this season than he is at home. He's clearing at 59%. He's averaging 3.6 shots and 6.9 attempts. But over his last, no, sorry, that's wrong. 4.7 shots on 7.7 attempts.
Okay.
He doesn't have great history against the Canucks, but when you're on a streak like this, it almost doesn't matter. I'm just going to blind bet you until the wheels fall off anyway. I also think I'm going to go with PD to go over his shots. Ever since the contract, he's been back to his normal self. Well, took a couple games, but now he's back to his normal self. He's got Hoglander and Garland, good like cycle guys, play behind the net that can pass the puck out front to him. And Montreal allows the most shots on goal to center, averaging 15.2 per game. And also, like Fast Money Labs was saying earlier, they like how Anaheim allows a lot of power play opportunities. So does Montreal. Is that just over the last 10? There is that on the season.
Yeah.
Over the last 10?
This is last 10.
Yeah. So 3.44 power play opportunities against per game. And they love to feed PD on that half wall for a clap dingy. So over 2.5, I got minus 140. So not bad.
All right. Now, Spittin', the one thing I do want to ask you about before we move on to Ray, does this number not scare you at all? That
Nope.
Vancouver's been pretty tight on shots. You watch them a lot, so.
Well, I mean,
you just think Caulfield still gets it done?
Yeah, because I've seen games where like they get like 20 shots, like Montreal, but then Caulfield has 5 of them. Like,
yeah, that's fair. Okay,
he's just the main shooter. So, and like we haven't allowed. I almost don't believe that this is right. How we allow 1.88 power play opportunities against per game, because I swear to God, we're always in and out of the box, especially after the All-Star break. So
you guys were just like top 10. Like
I know, I don't understand.
Yeah, I think we were as high as second, dude. Like
that's why I almost don't believe it. So just give Caulfield 1 power play opportunity, kind of like Fast Money was saying earlier with Brady Tkachuk. It's kind of the same thing with Caulfield. Like he can just get fed at that half wall.
There you go. All right. We'll move on to Ray. Ray, anything for you, Montreal at Vancouver?
Well, I don't know. Whoever's making these sheets, their data must be wrong with that power play thing or something like that.
I don't believe it to be, but we can look into it.
I got to call head office official, on that one.
But I kind of want to attack Connor Garland again. Last show played his shots and his point. He got moved up to line 1 in PP1 last game, so his minutes dropped, which was interesting because he was playing like between like 14 and 16. Last game it dropped to 13. Could be, he's not on PP1, but I mean, I think he has a lot.
They
of
did have
exposure
him on
being next
PP1,
to-
and then they switched him out, so that's definitely why.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, I got nothing official. I might take his point. He had 2 points against Montreal this season. I think he has a point in like 6 out of his last 7 games as well. So plus money, I think it's plus 110.
All right. So back to the Garland well for Ray. I like it. Let's go. We'll finish up with Connor.
Yeah, I didn't play anything yet, but this is a later game. So if my early guys are coming through like I expect and how I'm drawing it up, I might actually, inspired by this conversation, I might do a power play prop here. Tyson, you could keep me honest, but JT Miller feels like another guy who's just, a huge power play guy. I think half his points come on the power play. And I was just checking while you guys were talking. He's averaging almost a power play point a game in his last 5 versus Montreal, cashing, I think, 4 out of the 5. So if you like Pedersen to do well on power play and get a point, I like Miller as well.
So their power play looked so good last game. I'm just going to look up and see who leads, how many power play points JT Miller has. But so the way we attack our power play is I won't go too long and bore you, but like Buffalo, they kind of don't defend in a diamond formation. And so if they don't defend in a diamond formation, that's when you can really see Miller come down the half wall, and then he just hums with speed, and then he has 3 options. Like he's got the bumper, he's got PD on the far side, or he's got Bezer down low. But if you do the diamond, he's just skating right into that defender. So then he doesn't have that. But the Sabres don't do that. So that's why it looked so good last time. So I'll be interesting to see how it happens tonight. If Montreal kind of doesn't play that diamond as well, then I definitely can see Miller getting a power play point here. But yeah, no, I think you're right with everything that you were saying. Miller has 41 5-on-5 points.
There you go.
And then what's his total points?
Checking.
Check.
On the season,
Yeah.
80 something, 85. That's my guess.
I'll just look at the top of the leaderboard in the whole league.
He'll be up there.
There he is. I know. I'm just kidding.
He's top 10 still, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 48 power play points. That's crazy.
Yeah. So he has more power play points than 5-on-5. And if you think about the number of minutes they play on the power play versus 5-on-5, like it's a no-brainer.
Well, it's that one. It's that trio. It's PD, Miller, and Hughes. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all our power play, pretty much.
Yeah.
Your Norris Trophy favorite.
He has majority at home as well by a long shot.
There you go. We are going to get to our next game. But before that, just because there was question about some of our information, this is penalties for the Vancouver Canucks. No question. They were absolutely horrendous.
Yes, they were.
As Spittin was saying, always in and out of the box. Pretty disciplined. They've improved a couple, 4 games, only 1 penalty. So that's why their numbers are improving. But
I still don't believe it.
Still, potential for several penalties is definitely still there.
Yeah,
so there you go.
With that stat, by the way, like it's going to ebb and flow throughout the year, always regress to the mean. So if you're surprised by that, Tyson, I mean, they're probably due to start taking penalties.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, and one thing I would always encourage folks to do is look at recent and year-to-date numbers. We use recent just because I think it's a bit more indicative of what you might see, but balancing the two is going to give you a better overall picture. So we have 2 games left. Before we get to those, we're going to go around the panel, and if you all can let people know where they can find your work, and then we'll get to our final 2 games. So we'll start with Spittin', we'll go to Ray, and then we'll finish with Fast Money.
Find me at Spittin' Picklets on X Twitter machine, in the Diamond Vault Discord for all my picks. You can find all my written content on Canucks Army, Flames Nation, Bet365, Daily Faceoff. Yeah, and Props.cash today.
Love it. We'll go to Ray.
Yeah, as always, at Firefighter Bets, all socials. You can find. I see Tyson's face.
Say it.
Hey, click the link tree.
Woo!
You can find anything I'm in. Diamond Vault Discord, paid, free side, props out cash, pick it, anything of that sort. So
I love it. And the special guest, Connor, where can people find your work? And is there anything you want to highlight that you've been working on?
Yeah. So all my stuff is on Twitter. I'm not in any paid Discords or anything. Everything's free for me. So yeah, that's where all my picks are going. And then on the side, I used to write articles, but not doing that anymore. I am working though with this awesome startup company that it's a small team of data scientists that do real hardcore modeling. And I'm helping them, they're doing the modeling, but we're going to have some really neat tools coming out that help you, look at projections, what the actual model is saying, in terms of the likelihood a certain guy will go over or under a stat. So they're focused on the NBA right now. Unfortunately, we don't have a hockey version, but if anyone likes to bet the NBA, I'll be tweeting out a link for people to test that model out in the next couple of days.
And what is it called? Can you say?
Yeah, so the company's called the Crowds Line, and basically it all started as a tool where people could just input what they thought was going to happen in a game, and then they would aggregate it all and say, okay, the crowd thinks the Pistons are going to win by 3 points. But now they're using AI to crowdsource a ton of information from the web and come up with some really, really accurate estimates. It's actually wild, some of the stuff this thing predicts. So
very cool. And at Fast Money Labs on Twitter to follow Connor. Two quick things, two other housekeeping items, and then we'll get to our final two games. As we mentioned previously, we are presented by the Diamond Vault Discord. It is a free and paid Discord for sports bettors, multiple cappers, multiple sports, only $15 a month on the paid side. Gives you access to all the picks and exclusive chat channels. Great community, so check it out if you're interested. If you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to any one of us. And if you do want to check it out, the link is in the YouTube and Twitch video descriptions. And for me, Shot Props on Twitter and shotprops.com for NHL data. We'll take a look at the newest feature on the site right after the show wraps up. So we'll stay live for a minute or two and check that out. But we've got mini versions of these matchup cards. And if anybody is tweeting out plays on Twitter/X, if you include this with your props.cash chart for your player or whatever site you use for the player side of things, include a copy of the mini matchup chart from Shop Prop site, and we'll retweet you. If that sounds good to you, check it out. All right, our final two games. Next, first up, we've got the Seattle Kraken at the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas is a -185 money line favorite with the over/under set at 5.5. Grubauer projected for Seattle. Logan Thompson projected for VGK. Ray, the Kraken are your backup team, so we'll start with you.
Yeah, been riding the hell out of this guy, so I'm running him back tonight. You can go assist or a point, but Shea Theodore for a point or assist. If you want plus money, go with an assist. I think plus 105, plus 110. Or you can go with a point and safer option, which he doesn't score a lot. So I'll just kind of go with the assist option if you want that value. But he's been absolutely cruising. I don't have the stats in front of me, but has pretty good – he has decent history against Kraken. Kraken, they're allowing a good amount of goals lately, and the Knights, they're trying to keep that, that playoff spot that they got teams right behind them. Or no, they're out of the playoffs right now, right?
No, they're the wild.
They're barely okay. They're wild card. So yeah, they just need
wild
to keep
card
winning.
too. Yeah.
You've seen recent struggles, so I think Shea gets an assist or point tonight. And I kind of want to attack Seattle player for a point, but their lines are all mixed up. I like Yorkstrand for a point, but I think he just got moved down to line 3. This is a later game. I'm going to take a look at it later. I know Tolvanen's on line 1, so this seems...
What the hell did you just do?
What?
I don't know. How did you quick?
If you're in this drop down menu and you hit like whatever letter you want to go to, so S, and then one down on the arrow key.
Yeah, that kind of messed up my eyes as well. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll go slower next time.
Yorkstrand's on line 4 now. So
What?
he was on line 2.
Okay,
you
come
go.
on.
You can't tell me Ty Cartier deserves a role on the third line and Bjorkstrand doesn't. And Brandon Tanev. What's going on?
I mean, Burakovsky and Tolvanen haven't done anything this year, so
yeah.
I
There
mean,
you go.
I
Okay.
think Yorkstrand is second on. No, I think he's third on team in points. But anyways, that's it for me.
Yeah, and he's only on PP2 as well. Okay, so stay tuned. Make sure you're following Firefighter Bets to see if Ray locks anything in here. We'll go to Connor and then Spittin'. Anything for you in this one, Connor?
Yeah, I got nothing for this one.
No worries. And Spittin'.
I got nothing either. I just really hope that Vegas, after all this adding, misses the playoffs. So go Kraken.
Can you imagine?
They're waiting for Hurdle, bro.
I don't think he's going to come back till the playoffs.
Oh, really?
You know,
I don't think he can.
Yeah, they put him right on LTIR as soon as they grab him.
that's
That's
true.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We've got one game left on the slate. If anybody does have questions or comments, pop them in the chat now so we can get to it before we wrap up. Last game on the slate, the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the San Jose Sharks. Tampa minus 360 money line favorite on the road. Andre Vasilevsky projected for Tampa. Mackenzie Blackwood projected for San Jose, who has not played recently. We're going to start with Connor, and then we'll go to Spittin' and then Ray.
Awesome. Yes, I love this game. Almost every game in the last month, if the Sharks are playing, I'm betting someone against them because for a couple of reasons. So first, obviously they stink, right? That's obvious. But I wanted to know how bad they stink and just what's so different about them. So I recently did this analysis where I wanted to know pace of play. How can I measure the pace of play for each team and then compare it across seasons? And I looked back to 2007 and I measured pace of play by looking at 5-on-5 shot attempts from both teams. So I added them together. It's basically telling you, in a typical game, how many shot attempts are there in a 5-on-5 per 60 minutes. So it's, makes it comparable across seasons. What I found is Sharks games have the 6th highest 5v5 shot attempts per 60 minutes in the last, almost 20 years since 2007. So the 6th fastest pace since 2007.
Damn.
So there's a lot going on in these games, right? And they give up a lot of goals. They take penalties. So the second thing I look at is the locations, shot locations. So the Sharks allow the most by far shots from in front of the net, the slot area. So when you look at this, you can kind of figure out who's going to have a good game. And on the Lightning side, Kucherov and Braden Point love to shoot from the slot, especially Point. So I didn't play those two guys on the shots yet, but I'm considering it. And the reason I didn't is Kucherov, his effort kind of against weaker teams, sometimes it just seems like he doesn't care and he doesn't give.
Looks like he's in the All-Star game.
Right. And then Braden Point, I believe there's an element of like a home road split for him where he loves to shoot at home. So still unsure on those. What I did lock in is Anthony Duclair to record a point. He was moved up last game to the first line, and I thought they played well, had great chemistry. They scored quickly. He's on a heater right now. I think 5 or 6 game point streak. Used to play for the Sharks, so there's a lot pointing to him as a valuable player who should be playing hard. So I took Duclair to get a point. Minus 120 MGM was the best price I could find right before the show.
Very nice. Anthony Duclair for a point. And is he still on that top line?
Yep.
He is.
When I checked this morning, he is.
There we go.
Yeah.
So he's still playing with the big
scares
two.
me, right? 'Cause at the top it says source last game. So
not confirmed.
Never a
but
guarantee, right? But they did play pretty well.
yeah.
But it
And
says
he scored
it says
as well, so.
updated as of today, though, doesn't it? March 21st, 10.
Yeah, but they don't have a beat writer, so they probably didn't practice today, is my guess. But they don't have a beat writer confirming it, so this is just exactly what they ran last game.
Gotcha.
He's still going to be there for sure.
Yeah,
It would make sense. Yeah.
I would imagine.
Okay, Duclair for a point. Very nice. Let's go to Tyson.
Yeah, on the same thing. I don't really have anything else to add. I think what the Sharks are allowing 4.9 goals against, which is the most in the league, and Tampa's also averaging the most goals in the league.
Yeah,
over that same span. So
they're averaging 4.57 goals on 23.6 shots.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Such a high shooting percentage. Their PDO is probably through the roof. But yeah, I feel like I don't have anything else to add. He ran it down perfectly.
Fair enough.
Look at that. You see Anthony Duclair on the San Jose side for his points and stuff.
I crossed him out.
No, that's just funny.
Yeah, he's still there. They don't have many producers there, unfortunately.
But I think Duclair's played in 5 or 6 games, and he has a point in every game with Tampa.
He's played four games.
4 games? Okay. Well, yeah.
Points in all of them.
Yeah. And then now, it was just last game that they moved him up, right? So he was doing that without Point Kucherov. So now, with him, I'm much, much happier.
There we go. Ray, anything for you?
Yeah, I'm on that as well, and likely so. A lot of people are going to be on it, but I think I'm going to take his anytime goal scorer as well. I'm looking at plus 220, which is pretty good value. He scored. He's been with Tampa for 4 games. He scored in 2 out of those 3. He scored 3 out of 4 games with Tampa. Prior to the game before he got traded, he had 2 goals against Stars. This guy's just been scoring all month. He has 6 goals this month. So I think, he's facing his old team. So I think he scores as well.
Quote unquote revenge game.
He's a speedster. So,
What do you think about his shots? Plus 155 for over 2.5. He's cleared 4 out of his last 5.
Minus 200 for 2 as well.
Damn.
Just looked at that one. What do you guys any thoughts on that?
I like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great matchup.
Yeah, it is a great
matchup.
matchup.
And I feel like they're just going to be feeding him. Like Kucherov's just going to find him all over the ice, and then he's just going to continue to rip.
Yeah,
for sure.
Kucherov
I like that.
Over 1.5 minus 120 for 2 points. But like Connor said, like we've mentioned before, guy just takes games off, and you don't know when it's going to come. So
I
don't love betting on him.
I like Tampa's team total over 4.5. They've been scoring ridiculously lately. Past 4 games, 5 against VGK, 5 against Florida, 6 against the Rangers, 7 against Philly. So they've been scoring this many points against teams that are contending in the playoffs or close to it.
Yeah, name one.
The Panthers, baby. And then Sharks, their last couple of games, they just allowed 8 to Nashville, 5 to Chicago, 4 to Columbus, 6 to Pitt. And then Lightning, they played earlier this season. They had 6 goals. So I think they can cover that 4.5.
All right. There you go.
That's a high line. I've never taken that team total, but shit.
Yeah.
What's the price you got on that?
Plus 115.
Okay. I was going to say it better be a plus.
But just barely. Wow. And Tampa, they're only in a wild card spot. Unlikely they're going to make it in the top 3 in the Atlantic. So, yeah, they still got a bunch of teams within striking distance. So this, they should take care of business is the point. And hopefully they want to rack up some goals on a not so good team.
It's plus 125, by the way.
Yeah, nice. Plus 125. There we go.
By the way, I pulled up the stats because this is just so bonkers. I just wanted to share this. Braden Point, 85.6% of his shots come from the slot right in front of the net.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second most in the whole entire NHL this year. Like that's an insane number. So he's like always just waits till he gets to that area to shoot. And I just checked 4 of his last 5 against the Sharks. I didn't look back further. He got at least 4 shots.
Right.
So he doesn't clear this a lot on the road, but if he were to clear it, it's going to be versus the Sharks. Mm-hmm. So another angle I like there is Braden Point to score because when you're shooting from those high danger areas, your shooting percentage skyrockets. So depending how the boys do early, I might be hitting this one late.
Yep.
So
I'm down for that.
real quick, do you have who was number 1 from the slot? Can we guess that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Do you have it? Well, I want to guess.
I have it. He's a
What's
Western
your guess,
Conference
Tice?
player.
Yeah,
Forward.
Right?
I think I know who it is. So
What did you say?
Western Conference player.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain I know who it is.
Oh, I have 2 guys.
He
Okay.
used to play in the East. If it's my guy,
This guy, he's on a new team this year. I will say that. But his
Ooh,
last
okay, I don't
team
think
was
it's.
Western Conference.
Oh.
Okay, I was gonna say Zach Hyman then.
Yeah.
I don't think
he's Zach Hyman's actually 6th.
Okay.
I was gonna say Kadri or Nichushkin, but
Yeah. So
they're
it's
not on new
Gabe,
teams this year.
Gabe Velarde.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
I would
That's on a
never-
percentage of total shots.
Oh,
Not
okay.
the actual number of shots. And I'm looking at
Interesting.
attempts.
Interesting.
gotcha.
Cool. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of the previews. I don't know if Connor has to run, but often when we have a guest, we do try and cook up a 3-leg parlay. So if you're down for that, we'd love to do that. If you have to run, we
Let's go.
understand.
I'm in.
All right.
I feel like we have to do Duclair. We're all
3
on
leg
it.
or 4 leg?
You guys, we'll keep it 3. I'm not going to participate. You guys go.
Damn you, Jordo.
Ray and I did a 4-legger on Tuesday, and we were
Yes,
one
dude.
shot away. I think Nylander
Yeah.
cost us. We got everything
Yeah.
else right, but what are you going to do? But no, you just do you 3 for this one.
Well, why don't we do
or I
4
can do
and
the
then
Duclair
your
leg.
leg is
Yeah, I'll do the
Duclair?
Duclair.
Yeah.
Duclair for a point for me. All right, and I'll get a total for you guys as well, or a price. And you,
Are we going juiced? No juice?
I mean,
What do you?
Whatever
say
you
we
like.
go with something you think's going to hit, whatever that means. Doesn't necessarily have to be super juiced, but
I mean, for me, I'm going. I'm split between Bedard 2+ points
Oh.
or Bedard power play point. But I just really
Gosh.
like him tonight.
Okay, so we're going heavy.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you just need one of those, and then you do some safe ones, and you're cooking with gas.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that one makes sense. So Connor, you think on that, pick one of the two? Maybe we'll see if Tyson or Ray have anything. If they're just doing their research real quick. Ray's got something?
Yep. I'm gonna go with it's juice, but it's smacking. Getzel for a point. Getzel.
Jiggity Jake. All right.
Tice, I'm glad you think that is so funny.
What?
Your haircut's funny.
These guys are jerks.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so that was Jake Gensel for a point.
See, I picked something juice because I know Tice wanted to pick something super juice, so I try to make him feel a little bit better.
Okay, we're currently sitting at plus 161 with Duclair and Gensel. Tyson, you have anything, or do you want to see if Connor?
Well, I don't know.
He's
Like,
leaning?
we can kind of have a little roundtable discussion on it because I don't.
Yeah, if you have a couple you're thinking of, throw them out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I kind of don't want to do anything juice just to spite Ray. One guy that I've looked at all day that I haven't taken is Bo Horvat over 2.5
Mm-hmm.
against the Red Wings. I think they allow the third most shots as a center.
It's a great matchup.
I know where we can find that.
Yeah, and then he's cleared 4 out of the last 5 against the Wings.
Yeah, they're allowing the most shots overall, 4th most to centers.
Gotcha. And then they shook up their lines, didn't they?
The Islanders,
I think they separated.
they
Barzal.
should have. They got to do something.
Yeah, they did. It's Palmieri, Nelson, and Horvat.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
they did.
So does that make you feel better or worse about it?
I don't think Palmieri's
they
going to
had
shoot.
they had Barzell up there. I mean, I think he would take more shots with
Okay.
Barzal's
Well, yeah, I like that.
So
I'm just scared now because I'm the only one with shots.
Horvat 2.5 shots.
Yeah.
All right. And
Canucks legend Bo Horvat. Sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
How can we forget? And then Connor, do you know which way you want to go with Bedard?
I'm personally doing 2+ points.
Okay.
But honestly, the safer play, since I'm already on assist straight, would be to just do a point I think it's like minus 200. So if you're more conservative, that's what I'd do.
Okay, there we
I'm
go.
kind
So,
of, you know,
Or what about just taking his assist? You're already on that too, right?
well, yeah, I'm already on that straight. So you don't. It always sucks when you do assist and then they score and you're like, damn, I wish I just did point.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So
Yeah.
for a parlay, I would consider 1 point if you're more risk averse. I welcome
What's-
risk, especially
what's-
right now. I feel the heater incoming.
bring it on.
So I'm going 2+ points.
Okay, here we go. Connor Bedard, 2 points. So if you want to play it straight, it's plus 230. Our parlay with the 4 legs, plus 1355 on DraftKings. That's Duclair for a point, Gensel for a point, Bedard for 2 points, and Horvat for 3 or more shots. So I'm locking this one in.
All right.
2
Wait, hold on.
units for
DraftKings lets you
me.
do 2 points on Bedard.
Yeah, they have outlines, at least for me in Ontario. So I don't.
Yeah.
Depends
I
where
live
you
in
are.
Jersey. We always have all the features in advance. We don't have that. So I'm going on FanDuel.
Okay, there you go. If you have the price handy, feel free to let us know. If not, no worries. Montana's picks. What's going on? Thanks for joining us.
What's up, man?
I'm a little wuss, and so I just took Bedard to get a point
Okay,
rather than a 2+, but I got 530 plus 513.
and like FML said, if you want to take a little bit less of a risk, there's your easy pivot.
I just never bet 2+ points, so
No,
it's
fair.
not that I don't believe in you, FML.
And I didn't. I didn't before this season either.
Mm-hmm.
There's just been a couple guys who've
Yeah,
been getting it done. Anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we officially wrap it up?
Just keep crushing it. It's simple.
Absolutely. FML, real quick. Did you want to hint at one of the things you tweeted a screenshot out a while ago that you're working on behind the scenes? Stat tracker. Is that something you can hint at, or just follow?
Yeah. I mean, I've just always got so many ideas in my head. So obviously, we all get screwed by stat changes, right? And for the longest time, I said if I knew how to code and program, I just want to record all the play-by-play that's coming through, right? And then when you're recording it, then you can periodically compare and be like, okay, this changed since last time. So I've just locally on my computer come up with a way to track this just in one game at a time. So my hope is I can kind of scale this out and record all the play-by-play for every game all the time, and then build up this huge database so we can all point to be like, all right, this arena has more stat changes, 5 more than average or something like that. So not sure it'll be ready for this season, but I'm working on nailing the code so that for next season we can constantly be recording and have some really good data to go off of in terms of sketchy stat changes.
Yeah.
When you posted that, I was like, I think I gave you like 4 eye emojis. But the thing about it, dude, like, say I go to bed and like Eichel, hits his 4 SOGs, and I wake up in the morning and I see a stat tracker on my phone saying he lost a shot, dude, I'm gonna be fuming all morning.
Yeah. It can be frustrating because I also set it up to notify me when my guys are getting their shot, and it's like the most frustrating thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes they actually add a shot here and there
For
too.
sure.
Oh, that's so rare though.
Earlier in the season, it was genuinely frustrating, but they do it rightfully so. It's a fast-paced game and stuff like that. So it doesn't even bother me. If it loses a shot, I'm like, it is what it is. It probably wasn't even a shot. So
Yeah, well, what they do is I think they rather add it than not add it, and then they can take it away afterwards.
Yeah.
sure.
So like if you're not watching the game and you're just scoreboard watching, then don't if you see your player hit his number, just wait, just hold off until you get some confirmation.
Right.
Don't trust the box score unless you saw it.
Right. I'm sure 85% are doing it just like you described, but I'm recording the timestamp. So sometimes you'll actually see they'll go back to the prior period and remove something. I'm like, if you're going to change something because you're human, I get it. It's hard to do in real time. Change it at the commercial. Change it within the next 15 minutes. Don't change it an hour later.
Well, they changed
we're gonna
like
get
2 months after or something like that a couple weeks ago.
Well, they did that huge thing with all the hits. Yeah.
Yeah, every arena is very different for hits. So
Yeah.
Make sure you're following at Fast Money Labs. A lot of good stuff coming from him. Now that he's a programmer, watch out, everybody.
He's coming for your seat, Jordo.
Hey, there's a lot of. I think people want good data, so the more the merrier. And speaking of, like I said, I wanted to highlight the matchup cards real quick. So we have the mini matchup cards on the website. If you do want to share it in a post, like our good friend Fire has done and has been doing, we'll be retweeting them from the Shop Props account. So if you're interested, take a quick screenshot, pop it in your tweet, and we'll share it with hopefully a little bit of a good audience for you.
I don't know how you guys do your research, but I always have Shot Props website open on 3 tabs. I got the offensive, defensive, and then shot on goal per position. And now I can just have one open and just look at this because it's all right in front of me. So this is so much better.
Yep.
Yeah,
There
this
you
is
go.
awesome, dude.
The
Great.
good thing about Play Cash as well, because I
Yes.
told him to take that shit down.
Yeah.
And I fixed your hashtag for you too.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Yeah, of course, of course. So that officially wraps up our show. Please give us a follow. Please like and subscribe. And please join us next Tuesday. Good luck tonight. And we'll see you all soon. Good luck.
See you next.